Pranams, Namaste, Vanakkam to each of us here. Grateful we are here to share the breath of one consciousness. Grateful we are here on this full moon moment of grace. It has been very interesting for me, Nandi, over the last 14 days. We arrived from Brazil yesterday. My father, who is terminally ill, wanted to go to Brazil and wanted me to go and be with him and take him and my mother. So the trip to Brazil was like a dream that happened. And it was powerful, it was beautiful. What was so joyful about this trip was going to Rio and climbing up to the huge big statue of Christ. Now, whenever we as humans bring our focus to any one object, there is the energy field that happens. Now here in Rio was Christ, who has been the faith of so many over a long period of time. But what was beautiful was stepping into that energy field and climbing up to see and be with Christ, the Redeemer. And it just felt so beautiful to feel the vastness of that huge, big being as in the presence. And Nandi realized that this is what Siddharajaswami would talk about so often. Siddharajaswami, one of our guru, Nandi's guru, every day he would have a sacred fire where he would invoke all the beings of light, all the Siddha sages of the past. And the intent was that when you invoke these beings of consciousness into the human realities, humanity is served, humanity wakes up, because these masters now are able to give the highest thought to each of us. So this is Consciousness Sutra number 105. Each thought the master, from the book Mastery of Consciousness. Each master of consciousness before us was like a rain-bearing cloud with intent to rain consciousness to all around them. Most masters were crucified, assassinated, and killed. Christ, Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King are the few of the countless named. When life is terminated unnaturally, the spirit of the deceased lingers on. Masters of consciousness live aware of being the spirit with eternal intent, and when their life is cut short, their powerful intent lives on. Invoke to be all masters of higher consciousness tuned to the magnified intent of goodness for humanity. And each thought arising is the Guru, the Master. As the Guru, Siva be the Prophet. Om Namah Sivaya. This Sutra 105, each thought the master, is perhaps one of the most powerful sutras in the book Mastery of Consciousness. thoughts create reality. What if every thought of ours was from the highest place? What if you and I were Christ? And how would we think? Where would that thought come from? Now, that thought we know is directly from Source. And masters like Christ, realized beings, are absolutely shining Source wisdom. And when they shine Source wisdom, their mind is like the full moon. It's like the moon, simply radiating the light of the sun, the light of Source. So when each thought of ours is coming from the highest place as blessings of the presence of all the masters, imagine what realities would be our own life, and imagine that for humanity. This is what we are here as one to attain and enjoy and celebrate. I would love for each of us to take home, carry forward the blessings of this moment of now. It begins with awakening ourselves to being the yogi. Who is a yogi? A yogi is one who's connected to Source. A yogi is a prophet. A yogi is liberated. A yogi is perpetually happy. A yogi is super efficient. We could go on and on and on. It's like the Matrix movie. A yogi is superlatively able to handle realities and create super realities. A yogi, in short, is the one who is able to allow each thought to come directly from Source, from the highest place, and thereby fulfill the purpose of birth. And the purpose of birth is that which makes us angelic in doing. Each of us have been born here to be the master. We become the master when our genius shines. And each of us have been given a special genius. And that special genius is our passion. The knowing that causes inspiration, and the absolute yogic focus that brings the three to awaken. Awakening our genius, we are the master. So this sutra, each thought, the master, is powerful from the sense that when we invoke Christ, when we invoke our gurus, the gurus now are happy to be our presence, are happy to be blessing us with the highest thought possible. Now, what Christ said 2000 years ago was very highly conscious, and that is why he was assassinated. He was killed. He was crucified for one reason, and that is his consciousness was superlatively high. Osho was persecuted. There were countless Sufi sages who were killed, all for the reason that when we wake up, we become the master and we are free. We are not a slave of any ideology. We are not a slave of any belief system. We are the emperor of our own consciousness. We are the emperors of being. We are the sage kings. So, to begin with into the experiential wisdom within today's satsang, today's teachings is the journey that we carry forward. The first, there's always a choice to be the emperor or the slave. The emperor is the one who is whole and complete from within, And we are whole and complete from within when our inner lamp is lit. So the first step would be to light our inner lamp. Ultimately, when the root chakra is awake, we are able to transform realities to its magnificence. This is Ganapathy, the root chakra. When we awaken the roots and when we are fulfilled from the roots, we are able to ascend upwards, up above the navel to be the Guru. But it all begins with starting from the roots, from where we are. Once the roots is complete and once we are fulfilled in the root fires to climb up and ascend upwards, now the fruits of mastery has begun. So the first is lighting our lamp at the roots. These mantras that Nandi is giving you, Nandi would like to ensure that you have it in written form. So after this live stream, take a look below to see the mantra in the written form. Imagine ourselves lighting our candle. What we do outside ourselves is what we are doing within ourselves as manifesting that light. So imagine ourselves lighting a lamp within at the root chakra. Ring ang ganamadiye namo. 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 Ganamadiye namo, ring ang ganamadiye namo, ring ang ganamadiye namo. When we say the Siddha mantra, ring ang ganapatiye namaha, you are connecting to Siddha Rajasami, our Guru, and his Guru, Kakapujandar, and the lineage of light before. These are mantras of the Siddhas that is being gifted to each of us so we can light our lamp to begin the journey. When we worship Ganapathy, we are awakening our primal energy, elephant-like energy, to evolve into the angelic human. That is the symbolism of Ganapathy. And this is the innermost fire. As this inner fire grows upwards and upwards and upwards, now we take it up above the navel. So when later, say this mantra 108 times. Ring ang ganamadiye namo. When we say this mantra, any obstacles of karmic past dissolves away. We are victorious in the intent that we set in the spiritual reality and the material reality. The doors open through the mantra. Ring ang ganamadiye namo. Now, with the root chakra fire climbing up, which is Mother Kundalini, we take the fires up above the navel. Once we awaken the navel chakra, this is where the Guru energy steps in. Once we climb up above the navel, we are able to transcend the body and mind. The body and its limitations of hunger, heat and cold. The mind and its limitations of sleep. So, the moment we climb up above the navel, our third eye automatically opens. When we open our third eye space, it's here where all the Gurus, Christ, Lord Krishna, Buddha, all the Gurus can be invoked through the third eye to awaken the space to welcome the Master's presence. Is a daily powerful journey that activates our mind to be in perpetuality of meditation In other words, meditation is not just focusing and constantly trying to take the mind away and try to being into the singular state. It happens effortlessly. This effortlessness comes from the grace of the higher vibration that we are in. And this higher vibration is the presence of the Masters. So, when we invoke the Masters, we are handing over to them our mind. We are handing over to the Masters our reality. We are handing over to the Masters all our limitations. And this Master that we are invoking is the vastness of our own spirit, the we. The spirit, the soul that we are, is now the vastness to be the Masters. So, in Rio, as Nandi climbed up, we realized that Jesus Christ had an ancient Siddha name, and that name was EASA. Eesanumagi, Arivanumagi, Arindom, Arivom. This is the Siddha grace of understanding that when we wake up, we are EASAN, and EASAN is the name of Christ, a primal name. EASA is also the unifying name of God in nearly all the religions across the globe. So the Tirumalanadar, who wrote the Tirumandram, it could have been way beyond even 8,000 years ago, mentions the word of God as EASA, as SIVA, as EASA, and the Son, Christ, has been called EASA. So, let's invoke Christ as a master of consciousness. Most times when we see and feel Christ through the New Testament, for instance, there's beautiful consciousness flowing through this. Christ's presence has been magnifying itself. Consciousness constantly grows, constantly magnifies and grows and grows and grows and grows. So may we be gifted with the most perfect now of EASA that enables every moment of ours to be the scriptures. First, bring your hand like this and put it above the navel. And feel the spot above the navel. Feel ourselves like a pyramid. In the mastery of consciousness is the primal harmonious state we are in, the primal yogic being that we are. And that happens when we feel ourselves like a pyramid. No matter what we do, we are like the pyramid. The lower spine straightened, the back straightened. We are conscious of the epicenter within. We feel ourselves like a pyramid in absolute stability. And from here, at the core of stability, feel the spot above the navel. We are going to say Ah 3 times. And as we say Ah 3 times, surrender all that which is the human limitations, the mind, the body, to the resonance within the Ah, source, God, infinite, absolute, the namelessness, all the names of God. Make it straw your tongue and take a deep inhale from the roots. Ignite the A from the roots, climb it up above the navel, and climb the light into the third eye. Put our tongue backwards, and when you say ah, connect to the third eye with the tongue going backwards, with the sound becoming the resonance of light within the third eye. Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA. Si is spirit, Va is the experience, SIVA. SIVA is God. God is the Guru. Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA. AROHARA is the inner fire awake. AROHARA, the invoked being as within our fire. AROHARA. AROHARA. Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA. Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA. Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA. Bring your focus to the third eye. As we say the mantra, Siva Guru NATHARUKKU AROHARA, feel ourselves invoking all the beings of light. When we are born, we understand that we are the sum total of all the energies, of all the breaths before us, of the breath of the now. Of all the breaths before us, the string of light is consciousness, and this consciousness is the presence of all the higher masters. So when you say the mantra to the third eye, feel the light space of vast void filled by the joyful presence of light. So, one of the most joyful experiences for Nandi was, in this trip to Brazil, was invoking Christ and feeling His Spirit descend. Now, it's technically wrong for Nandi to say His Spirit because the Spirit is the male and the female. So it was that Spirit, that beautiful Spirit, that Nandi could feel connected with. So let's invoke Christ with His Siddha name. EASA NATHA. NATHA is the being of light. EASA NATHA, the being of light from source. EASA NATHARUKKU AROHARA. 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 When we go to a church, when we go to a mosque, when we go to a temple, we see this huge high ceilings. It is to remind us of the oneness in all the religions and all the pathways to consciousness. And that is that this vastness, the vast space is the space, the size of our spirit, the soul awake. So when we are saying the mantra, expand ourselves to be in the vastness of the soul, that is Christ. EASA NATHARUKKU AROHARA. EASA NATHARUKKU AROHARA. EASA NATHARUKKU AROHARA. Arohanam. Arohara. Rub your palms together and feel the blessings of Christ. Every day, invoke all the gurus. The more, the merrier. Each guru of consciousness is ever present in human realities as the string of consciousness that waits to be invoked. When we invoke beings like Christ, now our thought quality improves. We are thinking now from the highest place, and the highest place always is. It has transcended individuality to be that for humanity. So, from the highest place, when we are one with humanity in goodness of thoughts, humanity rises. So do we. We arise as one humanity. So in the book Mastery of Consciousness, Consciousness Sutra number 105, each thought the master. The section below is the explanation to the sutra from the Siddha perspective. Siddha Rajaswami's everyday prayer for humanity is through the Siddha Yagna, twice a day, invoking all masters of consciousness into human realities. He would explain as, when you invoke these masters into the human realities, they make themselves present as powerful thoughts and realities. Imagine one Christ who created Christianity as a religion. Imagine invoking all these masters. Our intent is not more of Hindus, Christians and Muslims, but instead more of Christ, more of Muhammad, more of Krishnas, for each of us to be. Each of our thought becomes the Guru. The Guru is consciousness. We are consciousness. So, another dimension, another way is to invoke the Gurus as SIVA. God. God, be my Guru. Be the one who guides my mind. Be the one who is my highest wisdom from within. We can't go wrong with that. So, this is another mantra, a simplified mantra that we could use at all times. Understand that a mantra is like a nursery rhyme, and within the rhyme is a perpetual joy, and a perpetual joy is the heart grace singing. When a heart sings, we are the genius. When we are in the aligned state of union with the highest, all the Gurus are one with us. So look through the third eye, take a deep inhale, exhale slowly through the third eye. Take a deep inhale. Let's go into the mantra. VAVA mama Siva Guru Nada, VAVA Siva Guru Nada. Va is to come. You're invoking. Va is also the sound of experience. Va is also that focus within the third eye. VAVA. SIVA. Si is the spirit, the vastness of infinity. Va is the experience of this vast infinity as bliss. SIVA. Guru is consciousness. Nada is the being of light. So, let's invoke all the masters of consciousness, from Mahatma Gandhi to Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, Rumi. When we invoke the masters, all the masters to come, we understand each thought comes from the highest place, and each thought is a perfect scripture of the moment. So, hold the space to invoke the masters. Mama Mama Nama Guru Nada 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 Mama Mama Nama Guru Nada. Now when invoking Christ, we're invoking Him through the third eye and allow His grace to flow through us. Mama Mama is the Guru Nada 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 Mama Mama is the Guru Nada. Rub your palms together and receive the blessings. As you rub your palms, feel your left hand as your mother, feel your right hand as your father, and receive the blessings of our first Guru, Mother and Father. Receive the blessings. Today being the full moon, there is the grace of the expanded mind. There is the grace of the expanded space in the mind that allows for the presence of all the Gurus. This moment can be called the perfect six-pointed star moment. The six-pointed star is the infinite SIVA and the perfect goddess. The two triangles coming together in the form of the third eye, which awakens us to the angelic human that we are, the sons and daughters of God that we are, the prophet that we are, the yogi that we are. So look through the third eye. And when we say the mantra VAVA VAVA SIVA Guru Nada, or VAVA VAVA, when we say the mantra VAVA VAVA SIVA Guru Nada, put a tongue backwards and feel the resonance as a golden light through the third eye. Invoke Christ. Vava Vava EASA Guru Nada. Vava Vava EASA Guru Nada. Rub your palms together and receive the blessings. Soul divine beings, there's a choice to be the emperor, and this emperor is the one who is timelessness, who defines time. A slave is stuck and trapped in time. Most of us are within the limits of the 24 hours, within the limits of the mind, within the limits of the karmic realities that is like a cage. We break free of the karmic limitations of our circumstances. We break free to align ourselves to the grace of well-being for us, for our body. We align ourselves to the grace of the highest thought potential, which is the genius, by allowing ourselves to expand and allow the presence of the masters to be the we. The we is spirit. The presence of the masters is the intent of consciousness. When we are in the vortex of the sacred joys of divine union, we are in a protective field of light. We are in a field of light that is empowered. It flows as grace for all of humanity. Now, bring our hands like this and connect with humanity. Let all of humanity feel the blessings that we are. All of humanity feel the blessings that we are. Go into the third eye and we say the mantra VAVA VAVA SIVA Guru NATHA, and feel the presence of all the masters with all of humanity, and let consciousness rise for whole of humanity. Mama mama Siva Guru NATHA, 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 mama mama Siva Guru NATHA. Mama mama Siva Guru NATHA, mama mama Siva Guru NATHA, mama mama Siva Guru NATHA, mama mama Siva Guru NATHA. Rub your palms together, feel the grace flow, receive the grace, and share the grace. Share it. So in this full moon moment is understanding breath itself as our Guru. The right breath being the sun, the left breath being the moon, the left breath being the womb of nourishment, the womb of rejuvenation. So press a big left toe down and take a deep inhale from the left. Exhale through the left, slowly and gently feeling the nourishment of the moon. Feel the moon as a mind that is vast and empty and expanded, just to receive and be the grace of all the masters. Let's say the mantra and feel the presence of all the masters within ourselves. Mama mama Siva Guru NATHA, 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 mama mama Siva Guru NATHA. Rub our palms together, receive the blessings. Put your hands out and share it with all of humanity. May all of humanity arise. May all of humanity wake up. May the Guru be each. May the Prophet be each. May Christ as consciousness be. May all the consciousness of all the masters be. Divine beings, when we have so connected through the grace of our Gurus, when every thought of ours is from the highest place, we need to consummate this sacred marriage, this divine sacred union with us and Source. This is done by way of doing dharma. Do good. Call your mother and father. Do something beautiful at random. Just do good. When you are doing good, allow yourself to understand it is not you who is doing the good, it is the we who are doing the good. It is the Guru who is doing the good through us, and give the credit to the highest Guru. And let that Guru's grace flow through us as in good highest thoughts and perfect action. Our genius shines when we have aligned ourselves, and now we have stepped from timelessness into time. And the state of mind that is from timelessness to time is the higher conscious mind. And this higher conscious mind is the state of Turiya. All masters were in the state of Turiya. When we are in the state of Turiya, we are like 1,000 multiplied by 1,000 times ourselves now in the singular. What Nandi means is that when we are in the state of Turiya, we are in the perfect flow as the master in the mastery of all the elements. Here, genius shines naturally due to focus, like an eagle. Due to inspiration, that is very powerful passion. And that passion of inspiration comes from the knowing. And this knowing is the meditative mind. This meditative mind is the mind that has been blessed to be the presence of all the masters. So, as the master, be. So, as a prophet, shine. So, in our doings of genius, humanity uplifts itself. As one, as in blessings, as that of grace of this moment. So grateful for each of your presence here today. And may all the limits of our realities be dissolved. May humanity be blessed in our breath. May we reign consciousness wherever we are. So, in our doings, we are the master. We are the intent of all the masters as one. Gratitude. Om Namah Sivaya. Om.